Kia ora tātou te whānau, and welcome again to the Māori Angle. This is my second time on the Māori Angle, and it's such an honour to be able to be welcomed into your home today. Just want to take the time out to also once again thank the awesome team at IV, Independent View, for allowing me to not only just have a segment within their platform, but to also interact with you as well, which is part of the reason why we are here today. And before we get going, I just want to remind some of our newer viewers that are out there, or those that don't know who I am. My name is Jo, and my actual name is Jochen Wanahi. The segment that I usually run is called the Māori Angle, and I just want to reiterate the fact that it's got nothing to do with the ethnicity Māori. It's like Māori Angle is an inside-out approach to current affairs. It's about our internal and intrinsic values that are deep and ingrained within us, that news and information that we gather from around the world, some of that is actually not helpful, as we've seen over the past 2 years. And so it's my duty to ensure that when I offer you anything that is happening around the world, or even in this country, to respect what your internal your values are. Okay, so that just gives you a brief background as to why we're here, and also who I am. So thank you once again. Righty, so today we're going to be talking to Zeb Jackson. Zeb is someone that I've met previously at a couple of other protests. She was filming behind the scenes down at Parliament protest as well. From there on, she was involved in other protests, but always behind the camera. She's never been the person to actually step into the camera or be a part of the equation, so to say. She just wanted to capture footage. However, of recent, you may have heard that Zeb was actually, unfortunately, a part of a situation that occurred 2 days ago where she was asked to present a mask exemption, which she said that she was quite happy to do so. We're going to talk to her. I'm just going to end the little blurb there about who she is, and I think you've got enough information now. So we're just going to bring her on now. And Zeb, once you join us, just give us a big kia ora so that I can see that you're with us. And I'm just going to have a quick look on my phone, see if I can find it.
Kia ora e hoa! Te he ana
I think we're
koe!
almost there. I'm just having a look to my producers. Look at my face.
Sorry, it's a little bit dark here. This was the best I could manage.
Oh, Zeb, you are there. Hey, look, Zeb, I'm just looking on my phone because I'm using the front angle, front camera on my phone, so I can't actually see myself. But I've just had a look on my phone. I didn't know my hair was so messy. I'm going to have to fire my producer and my executive producer. They're both laughing at me, Zeb. Some kind of Mickey out there.
Well, you know, you could do with a braid or three, my friend. You could absolutely do with a braid, and I could recommend someone if you like.
Braids. I never thought about getting braids.
You should totally get like cornrows or something.
Tasha blindsided me about a couple of weeks ago. I said, hey, I think I want to get a haircut, and I may have had just one too many wines. And I said, go for it, Tasha. When I woke up in the morning, I looked like the Māori He-Man. Like, look at my hair. It's like all out here like this. Zeb, we're not here to talk about my hair. Get down to business, Zeb.
Oh my God. Let me just see if I can just fix my lighting a sec. One moment.
Okay.
I think that's better.
Sure.
You can probably see me a bit better now. There we go.
Yeah, it's really good to chat with you too, Airport. It's been a while
You
since
too,
we
brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so good to catch up with you in Wellington. It's so nice to see a friendly face.
That's me
so
about, eh?
yes, definitely you, definitely you. Oh well, is Tash around?
No,
Hi, Tash.
no, fine, no. No. How's that lighting going for you? You looking good?
Yeah, much better. Yeah, I didn't
Okay,
realise
sweet.
how dark it would get in the few minutes that it took me to set up.
Yeah.
And I've got Jess here with me too.
You
want to say hello?
Yeah.
Hi.
Oh,
Is Jessica? Hey, darling.
I can't see Jess. Oh, that's okay. That's all right. My production crew was about to scramble when find me a screen so that I can see Jess, but I'll just have to like have a look back on it. And I actually didn't really.
Oh, that's right. Wait, so I could just about be doing anything right now and you can't see me.
Uh-huh, yeah, exactly. Um, how have things been? How have things been with you? I mean, let's let's
Um,
have a quick catch
things
up. I
actually,
think we were going to have a cordial about 3 days ago, and I was going to, like, let's just do a catch up,
yeah,
see people call on live, just so that I can, keep encouraging some of our whānau that are out there with the lifestyle that you've selected for yourself. And we did have a cordial. We didn't capture it live, but what it did is it opened the door for us to have this cordial now. But
yeah,
something has changed since the last time we spoke. Can you just, for the sake of our
yeah.
viewers, write down what actually happened?
So I wanted to do a small correction first. Right at the beginning of
Sure.
this live stream, you mentioned that I was asked for my exemption. I was never asked for my exemption. I mentioned that I was exempt,
Oh,
and straight away he told me he didn't want to see it. So there wasn't even an
wow.
opportunity to present it. Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, so basically all you guys missed from the live video before I hit the live button was just, hubby just arrived in town and we were looking to get some foods to make our dinner. And we called into the
Mm,
nearest supermarket, which just happened to be New World. Um,
mm,
my husband walked in before me because I was busy replying to messages as you do. And as soon as I walked into the foyer area of the store, the owner was standing there and held out a mask for me, offering me the mask. And I kindly said, no, thanks.
really?
And he said, no, you have to wear a mask in this store. And I said, no, I can shop without it. I've got an exemption. And his exact words were, not in this store, you don't. And I'm pretty sure that was captured on the live stream and it just went from there. It was a really horrible interaction. But I tried my best to remain calm, and I just tried to remember in my head that maybe he's going through some things in his own life that might be affecting his treatment of me. I'm not sure, but
So,
you never know what goes on in
as you
someone's
were
home behind
approaching the
closed doors.
door, he was already waiting
He was already at the door waiting, yeah. He was standing with the security guard.
with security. Was he looking for you or expecting you, or was he doing it to everyone, or did he just single out people?
I don't know because I wasn't watching or recording or anything before I entered the store. My husband
Mm.
went in a couple of minutes before me and obviously had no issues walking through without a mask. Um, yeah, I don't know why I was stopped. Yeah, I've got no clue really. I do feel like I was sort of targeted and made a what is it, like a scapegoat. They were making a
Example.
point out of me. I'm not sure.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He wanted to make an example of you, you think?
Yes, I believe he was trying to make an example of
Mm.
me, and the fact that he even mentioned something about he's not interested in my conspiracy theories when I hadn't actually said anything even close to a conspiracy. I didn't provide any
Mm.
facts regarding masks. I didn't go into any rabbit holes. So obviously there was some sort of bias already there before I came into the store, I think. I'm not sure though. Can't confirm. Would have to talk to
That
him.
word, conspiracy theory, that's just so disrespectful.
Yeah,
Putting somebody into a category just because they have a different point of view, and you haven't even heard
yeah,
what that viewpoint is, or you haven't even like correctly ascertained the right information as to whether they have a a mask exemption or not, and then to just call you
yeah.
that. I mean, really disrespectful.
And you'll notice on the live video, just before the police officer arrived, I think it was only a couple of minutes before he arrived, but after 15, 20 minutes of talking about why I need to be wearing a mask in his store, he suddenly changed his tune when we started talking about the Ministry of Health and the legalities. All of a sudden, it was my attitude and disrespectfulness that was the problem, not my mask wearing. I'm not sure if that's because he realized he couldn't discriminate against someone for a mask exemption. I'm really not sure why the story got changed, but I did find it quite interesting.
I used to run nightclubs in Wellington for about 10 years, and we've thrown people out for being a nuisance. And I was trying to look for evidence of that when I heard him say that, yeah, she's just being annoying. What was the word that he actually used? I can't remember the word, but I was trying to look for any evidence of that in terms of your interaction with him. It seemed like you were pretty fine. It's just you wanted to keep on shopping when
Yeah.
he didn't want to anymore.
And he even got me second guessing myself. I actually had to rewatch the video a few times to try and figure out what I did that was so terrible to deserve the police and a trespass notice. Yeah, it just doesn't make sense in my brain. And all the comments from him about me being so disrespectful, but did you once hear me swear in that live or call him a bad
No,
name
not at all.
or
That's
anything?
one of the telltale signs that
Um,
I look for when I'm moving
did you
someone from
hear
red to
did you
satin.
hear him swearing? Did you hear him call the
Oh, when you
customers a
called
bad
me
name?
a little bee.
Yeah. Oh, wow, that really took me back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, ooh. Yeah, I really didn't know how to respond to that, but I was just trying my best to keep my cool, keep calm, and stand up for myself assertively, but not aggressively. Yeah.
You were very assertive, and there was, according to my observation, at no time were you being aggressive towards him. If it would have been someone else in his position, like myself, when it comes to weighing up people's motives for doing things, like I have a look for the telltale signs, like are they wanting to get physical with me? Are they trying to be verbally abusive to my customers? If that doesn't tick any of the boxes, then, I'm quite happy to just have them carry on about their normal life and just get on with life,
Yeah.
shopping.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I certainly didn't go there with any intention to cause a scene or anything. It just so happened that this occurred, and I just so happened to have a platform to live stream it. So I took that
Mhm.
opportunity, and I
Mm.
really wasn't sure at the time if that's what I was supposed to be doing, but I'm really glad I did, because we need to share some light on this sort of behavior that's happening every day in our country. Just because people aren't recording it doesn't mean it's not happening. I mean, this kind of behavior is being swept under the rug everywhere. It's not my first time. It's the second time I've caught it on the live stream. You guys will probably remember that incident at PB Tech. Again, I was very calm and kept myself under control with that situation as well. And at the end of conversation, I say, have a good day. I hope you're okay. You know, just got to keep in mind what other
Mm.
people are going through.
It really encouraged me. It encouraged me with two things. So last night I reached out and spoke to some of my viewers from my platform, and I said,
Oh
hey,
yeah.
look, if you've had a look what Zeb's been through of recent and as well in the past, you'll notice that there comes a time in your own life where you're going to have to actually stand up for what you believe in. And
That's
it
right.
encouraged my viewers to actually get on various platforms, and they said, hey, look, Joe said we should get out there and just make our voices heard, because it encourages each other. And so I actually had
Yes.
quite a few people messaging me saying, hey, bro, I jumped on this other platform and I just wanted to speak out. And I was like, cool, keep doing that. But also encouraged me in catching the bus and stuff like that. I live in Wellington, so it's quite normal for me to commute.
Yeah.
I'm quite good now to have a conversation with the bus driver and just say, hey, look, if you're not happy with me being on the bus, yeah, please call the police.
Whoa, hold on. We're getting emergency alerts. Sorry. Oh, oh, there you are. I've got you back. I've got you back.
Oh, good. So it seems as though that message alert is a nationwide test of the
Yeah.
emergency mobile alert system. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that we're
I
all
have
good
really
for
great timing with everything these days.
when they have their next thing planned for us. They want to make sure they can reach everyone. So what's the point of an alert test? I mean, gosh,
It's the
you know how
government. They don't
scary
want this
those
live
things are?
stream happening. It's all a
But it's
conspiracy
really
theory.
scary. You hear that noise and you're thinking there's a nuclear bomb about to be dropped. That's what it feels
Right?
like.
I mean,
Mm.
imagine when something is actually going down and that alert goes off. People like me are just going to be like, "Oh, it's another test. It's always a test. One day it's
Well,
going to
that's
be an
what
actual
happened during the
emergency."
lockdown.
Yeah.
That-
Mm.
That's what happened during the lockdown. We were getting all those alert level messages. By the time, like, I think we were like 4 or 5 months into it, everyone was just over it, like, just over it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the boy who cried wolf all over again.
But look, we're getting back to some type of normality now, right? And I think that's the
You'd
case.
think
That's,
we were, eh? With mandates
yeah,
dropping and
we
passports
are
dropping,
starting
or
to
not
see,
dropping, but pausing. Yeah.
yeah, we are starting to see a movement back towards some type of normality. And there's still a fringe group of people that are trying to hold on to what they once had, which was a platform that gave them some type of moral eliteness. They were better than other people. For example, the
Mm.
shop owner, um, they just had the ability to be able to like stand over you and just say, no, I'm going to tell you you can't come in here because, I'm better than
Yeah.
you and I know more than you. Or it could be that they were actually they actually had some kind of um, consideration for vulnerable people. But at the end of the day, like when it's all said and done, like everybody has done their best over the past 2 years as required by the government. You
Yeah.
had a choice to get your vaccine or not, and you had a choice to, you have the choice now to wear a mask or not. And we're starting to
That's
see
right. Yeah.
a movement in the health sector, like for children, for example. Children don't have to wear a mask anymore, but there's a small group of people that are, really angry about that.
Yeah. But I mean, that's obvious though, because it's a well-known fact that COVID will fly around in the air, and as soon as it registers that you're under the age of 12, it goes, "Oh no, can't get you," and flies off. I mean, it's common sense, right?
Yeah. And that's where we're heading now. We start to head back into that world where we just use our own discretion and our own common sense rather than relying
Yeah.
on some kind of government rule book on how we're meant to live, how we're meant to wash our hands. We don't need signs on how to wash our bloody hands. Seriously? Like you spent all our money on that huge marketing campaign because you thought people didn't know how to wash their hands. You thought people didn't know how to
Yes,
wear a
yes.
mask.
And you know what we need?
It's
We need
crazy.
marketing campaigns. We do need marketing campaigns, but we need those campaigns to show people how to look after their own health properly. Like, go and
Mm,
pick the healthy food that's growing in your backyard. Get a whole lot of vitamin D, sunlight.
mm,
Get out there and do some exercise.
mm,
Shut down McDonald's and Burger King. Like,
mm.
what?
Well, that's my huge
Yeah.
concern um, with the movement back towards some type of normality, and we've still got like a small group of people that wanting to try and get our kids in masks, and they don't actually see the damage that it's doing to their kids psychologically. Like that really concerns me when they're quite willing to like
Yes,
risk their
I agree.
future, yet there's no real danger of COVID, really. Right? I mean, it does affect a small minority group, but the problem is like we don't know who these people are. Like rather than investing money into like establishing who these vulnerable people are and having some kind of identification that they can say, hey, I'm actually immune compromised, so that we can be more considerate and give them a wider berth. There's nothing like that. It's just that every single person needs to like just get on with the program. Everyone needs to wear a mask, and that doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense, and especially to do with masks and this whole pandemic that's so contagious. It's interesting that we don't have biohazard bins for our masks.
Yeah, and it's interesting too that these people that are so, they're just so like driven for everyone else to be wearing a mask, why don't they just step it up another level and show how ultra kind they can be by wearing a flipping full hazmat
Mm.
suit everywhere they go, so that they are zero
Yes,
risk?
exactly.
I think
And
so.
plus, if someone else is wearing a mask, why do I need to wear a mask to protect them as well? Shouldn't their mask protect them?
Mm-hmm,
Isn't that how it works?
mm-hmm,
Or it reminds me of
mm-hmm,
the saying
mm-hmm.
that I saw when we were down at Parliament that said, why do I have to wear sunscreen to protect you from melanoma? It just doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I learned something new
And
today, Joe.
so,
I'm not sure if you've heard about the monkeypox thing that's now going around. Have you heard about that?
I've seen a few flashes of memes and things, but I haven't really looked into it.
Yes, yes. So I've seen a few flashes and memes and things, and I don't know about you, but I thought monkeypox was a made-up joke. I thought it was a meme. I thought it was like just some joke that's going around on the internet, right? And then it got pointed out to me today that monkeypox is actually real. So I Googled it on the Ministry of Health website, and you will never guess what I found. The New Zealand
What's
Ministry of
that?
Health website, it says that monkeypox is most commonly spread through homosexual activity, through man-on-man sexual contact. But not to fear, they have a vaccination.
What?
Black and
That
white, Ministry of
sounds.
Health website, New Zealand. Look it up. Yeah, that's what I found today. It just blew me away. I was wow. Okay, cool. Uh,
Isn't it kind of like what is that, AIDS? Isn't that what they said about AIDS, but that it was only
yeah,
kind of like transmitted through homosexual intercourse?
yeah, but yeah. So
Yeah, weird.
this is really interesting. I wish I could
Mm.
say I was surprised, but you get to a point of ridiculousness that nothing surprises you anymore. Of
Mm.
course, there's a vaccine for something that's most commonly passed through male-to-male sexual contact. Of course.
Mm.
I bet you women have to take it too.
Gee, yeah, they really don't want us to like be normal anymore. Like, treat each other with like some kind of like respect, and just looking after each other by talking to each other, rather than what they want us to do is put a label on each person, so that no, you can't interact with them, you can only interact with these people, like, because these people are the same as you,
Mhm.
so these are the only people that are good, everyone else is bad. That's what this government's trying to do, is to just really isolate
Yeah.
us in our thoughts and make us second guess each other, like you were saying during that incident down at New World. Like I'm not too sure if you know too much about narcissism or like abusive relationships, but I've been in one. And you're always second guessing yourself. Like you're a good person, but these people, they kind of like have you thinking that you're actually crazy. And I was wondering,
Yeah.
were there any other people within the supermarket that were not wearing a mask as well? Or was it just you?
Well, if you watch that live, you'll see there were several other people, including my husband and a member of staff at the New World supermarket, who were not wearing masks and did have valid exemptions. And there was one point in the live stream where I asked Mr. Rush, I said, am I the only person that you've asked not to see an exemption from? And he said yes. And I found that, yeah,
Mm.
I I think I laughed because if I don't laugh, I'll cry. Because it just makes no sense and it kind of feels like a personal sort of thing. Like I have to remember that it's not. It's a reflection of someone else's characteristics and behaviors, not mine, but it just blew me away, kind of in the same way that you remember how the police rushed on the last day of Parliament and all that brutality was out in the public for everybody to see. Like we always knew it was there, but seeing it in the middle of the day with your own eyes and, it was just a completely different thing. So it's same with what happened at New World.
Mm.
Like I'd heard so many stories about this happening to other people, and but it was just a different story all together when it actually happened to me, and it was like, wow, what, this really doesn't make any sense. ah, I
Mm.
just have no words. No words other than I'm really thankful that I was able to record it and you know, because I felt like I was not just trying to stand up for myself and my own beliefs and what I knew was right, but I felt like I was I was also standing for other people at home who are in similar circumstances to me, where they have an exemption and they do use it every day, and this is the kind of things that they face when they go into some stores. Yeah.
Mm. Really important stuff there, Zeb. I mean, that's exactly what motivated Tasha and I to catch a training 2 years ago when, the mask mandates first came into play within the Wellington Regional Council, I think it was, yeah, the Wellington Council Trans Metro. They had oh no, it was the government. Yeah, it was legislation that you had to wear it. You had to wear a mask on public transport. Sorry, I'm just losing my my train of
Okay.
thought there, but I've just got back from work and my train of thought just left me there. But
It does that to
sorry
me
about
all the
that.
time, mate. I get so distracted. Walk past me with a puppy and it's all over. Like I have no idea what I was talking about. Puppy!
That's funny because I stop the car whenever I see a dog and I just want to go over and pet it.
See, that's why we get on
Hey,
so well, I think. We're both dog people.
yeah, dogs. Um, look, I've got my mum. She's quite frail and quite old, and she was struggling
Oh,
to breathe while she was in the supermarket. And she came home, and oh, it absolutely broke my heart. It made me really pissed off too. It made me really pissed off because she was saying to me, she was like, "Oh, son, like, man, these mask things are so stupid." She said she had to stop. She could barely breathe, and she's already
oh,
had a history of having seizures inside supermarkets because
oh,
she
gee.
struggles to keep up. But I was just telling her, I was like, Mum, please just stop wearing the mask. Like, please don't wear a mask. It's not good for your health, obviously. And there's just no way that you can black and white rule these things with within policy, within legislation. It's just absolutely stupid. Each person has to determine themselves what their own risk levels are, and that includes our vulnerable people.
Mm,
They've always been in our community, but they've only just been brought into the forefront of our discussion, which is fair enough. But the appropriate measures weren't put in place for us to identify who they were, so that we could take the correct kind
yeah.
of measures to be able to ensure their safety. But I've got I suppose I've got one more question for you, Zeb, if that's okay.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So basically, you've got a whole lot of people that are really interested in, conversing with you, and I've been encouraging my viewers as well that when you catch up with Zeb, make sure you jump in front of the
Thank you.
camera and just give you a little movie and give you a cordial as well, because it's good content.
Sure
Be
do.
respectful as always, but people want to know what your movements are going to be in the near future and what you've got also lined up for yourself,
Ooh,
perhaps in the future.
that is a really good question that at this point in time, I cannot even firmly confirm myself. There's some, I guess, some broad plans. So my husband, as you know, he's up here visiting at the moment. He'll be flying back on Tuesday. After that, I'll probably spend a few days to a week up here, up north, and then I'll be slowly making my way back down the country, back home to see my dad and check on how well hubby's been looking after my gardens. And I'll spend some time back at home while I decide my next move. But there is an event that's going to be in, I'm really sorry if I get this wrong. I will post it on my page sometime in the next week to confirm. But there's an event, I think it's near Dannyburg, around the, in June, the 20 something of June, that I'm going to go and speak at. It's a holistic event where a whole lot of people are coming together to speak about, natural health and that sort of thing. And I'm really into that, and I've been invited along, so I'm going to be heading to that. More details to follow. But I will be heading down the country. I'm keen to catch up with anyone and everybody on my way. If there are any freedom events, happening during my travels down there, or any small political events like a talk from Matt King or Sue Gray, or even social credit party, I'm still open to the social credit party, then I will happily call in and stream some of that stuff as well, because I'm quite interested in learning more about the political stuff. I believe there's a lot of knowledge there that could be quite powerful. So I'd love to learn more, and I'd love to continue following any and all freedom events. Yeah, that's my plan.
Awesome. And Zeb, just to say, when you catch up with me and Tasha next time, we'd really like to just sit
Can't
down and have a
wait.
meal with you, if that's all good.
Yes, please. That sounds great. I think the only time we've ever really
Yeah,
caught up is when we've got phones in front of our faces. Hey?
are you a vegetarian?
I do
Are
have
you a
hundreds of food
vegetarian?
intolerances though.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Tasha's quite specific as
Oh
well
yeah,
with her food
totally fine.
group,
I
so
love it.
okay, sweet. Hey, Zed, it's been great catching up with you. Thanks once again for doing what you've done. And basically, I mean, we
Thanks,
shouldn't even
Joe.
be thanking you, Zed, because it's just normal. We're just trying to be
Right.
like normal
That's
people.
right.
Walk into the shop. You
Hmm.
know, people shouldn't be thanking us for taking a stand.
Yep.
This is just the norm. Like, this is what we were
We're just
doing
trying to go about our
prior
daily
to when the
lives,
government started
right?
doing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Have you got any
Do you mind if
final
I do a shout
words of
out?
wisdom for some of our viewers that are out there, especially our wahine tour?
Yes, absolutely. So I just wanted to do a quick shout out to this amazing wahine tour who saw me being mistreated in New World the other day, and you'll see her on the live stream. She actually stopped and made her disappointment in Mr. Rush quite clear, and she gave me a hug, which was really nice. I really needed that. So a huge shout out to that wahine tour who stopped. I didn't catch her name, but I really appreciated that hug that she gave me in store. Um, I also want to do a huge shout out to my hubby, because he has just been the most amazing support from back home. I could not be doing what I am doing without his love and support backing me. He is my best friend, and oh yeah, I'm just so proud of him, and I just love him so much. And also just a shout out to everybody at home who's, you know, dealing with what they have to deal with at the moment. There's a lot going on. It's been a really rough 2 or 3 years, you guys. The fact that you're all still standing and you're all still here, and you know, you've still got your loved ones, you're still at home holding down the fort. Like, thank you. Keep doing what you're doing. Stay strong. Please be kind, even if people aren't kind to you. There's always something going on that you don't know about in the background. So just stay friendly, stay talking to your neighbours, and yeah, be nice no matter what the situation. Kia ora, Joe.
Yeah, kia ora to you too, Zeb. And on behalf of Independent View, we'd just like to thank you once again for having us in your sitting room or wherever you are. Maybe you're in your bedroom, maybe you're in
To
your
my wee
car.
band.
That's the great thing about technology. You can be anywhere nowadays. So thank you so
That's
much for
right.
having Zeb and I in your life tonight. And Zeb, once again, thank you so much. We really appreciate you, both Tasha and I, and we look forward to catching up with you next time. Love you heaps.
Thanks, Joe. Big hugs and kisses to Tash, and we'll catch you next time.
All right, sis. Catch you later. We'll see you later.